Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. I think I made a decision. After writing with some people who have more experience in knitting, trying it on, seeing how it looks, thinking about my mock neck thing here, I made the decision to open it up again. I mean, that is a risk when you don't follow a pattern, and I knew that. It's still been a lot of work. And regarding the series of you watching me knitting this sweater, that I will link you up here, the playlist where you can watch all of these videos if you're interested. This, I think, will be the last video of this series for now. I'm gonna open up this sweater right now, and while I do that, I will talk to you and share my thoughts on why I made this decision to end this series right now, and also in general about failure, learning, giving up, things like that. It is a sad moment, of course, because there are hours and hours of energy. Also putting something like this on YouTube, saying that I'm gonna knit a sweater here, and then giving up. It feels like failing publicly. And so yeah, of course, that's another thing. I made this decision because there were just a few things about this sweater that were not turning out perfectly. And I will link you the video where I talk about my low buy, and where I talk about how I bought this yarn and that it was an impulse purchase kind of. And I realized that I don't even actually need a new sweater. And then I thought, if I'm knitting it and if it's not turning out in a good way, then I'm gonna use it even less or not at all. And if it's not turning out in a good way, it's also not really possible to give it to somebody else, which then means it's kind of a waste of resources. So that's of course not something I want. I am gonna open up this sweater to then knit a sweater out of it again. So I'm just gonna restart the whole thing. I'm gonna try again, and I'm gonna make a few things a bit differently because I've already learned so much. I started knitting this sweater and I've really fallen in love with a lot of knitting creators on YouTube and on Instagram, and I learned a few things that I'm now gonna apply to this sweater to make it better, hopefully. And so I think it's not that bad. And also another thing, I'm knitting not to make money or be very fast or make a garment that I absolutely need to survive the winter or anything like that, but I'm just doing this for fun kind of. And so I really don't mind starting again and hobefully it turning out even better so that I can get more use out of it. And so I think it's just I'm just getting more hobby time out of this wool than I would have otherwise. So of course I would never make it wrong on purpose to just be slower and get more time out of a certain amount of wool. But I think it's not bad right now. So I'm looking forward to starting it again, doing things differently, and hopefully ending up with a sweater that I actually want to wear. And again, I'm still not sure if the yarn is going to be enough. So if it's not going to be enough, I also have to figure out something there. So maybe I'm going to use a different color for parts of it, or I'm opening it up again to make something different out of it. We will see. But for now, I made the decision to just open up the sweater and restart it. Now for kind of the second topic, why am I not just continuing the Knit With Me series with restarting the sweater? I mean, I could just make more videos and take you along while I re-knit this whole thing. I have decided against that out of several reasons. One of the reasons is that I've always loved knitting when I watch YouTube videos in the evening, for example, or when I'm listening to podcasts, when I have some extra time, when I don't want to think about any more complicated things. And I've realized that with filming this whole thing, that has added some pressure. Like, even though it's not hard, like talking and knitting at the same time, it's still like I have to pick a time where my son is not here, so that he's not like, he doesn't have to like stay out, stay quiet and things like that. I also have to, do it during the day. I cannot do it while relaxing. I also have to pay attention that everything is like focusing and that the camera is recording and things like that. I also just have to have something to talk about, because some of you said like, oh, you can talk forever. Yeah, that's kind of true, but it's also not true. Like there's an end to that. I want to add at least some value with my videos, and I realized that there's an end to my creativity, and there's an end to the things that I want to talk about that I think are valuable to you. So one example of why I'm opening it up, look, these are the raglan increases, and it's kind of like exponentially getting more, and it should just be a straight line. Like it shouldn't be like this was the neck, you see, and these are the increases, and it should just increase like this and not like this. And so, yeah, that's something I did wrong. And I also just think I did not knit the collar in a very nice way. And I have a different idea now on how I want to make it. And that's kind of too late when I'm that far along. So I decided, these are some of the reasons, knitting wise, why I decided to opening it up again. So back to me, using knitting as a hobby, as something to relax. And so during that process of filming these videos, I felt like sometimes I would have loved to knit in between. And even though some of you, I asked you and some of you said like, oh, it's no problem, knit whenever you want. And of course that's true. I kind of wanted to document that whole process. And I at the same time, I didn't want to have several knitting projects, to do one on camera and the other ones off camera. And so that is one thing. I'm looking forward to just be able to knit in the evening when I feel like it, without having to worry about the right lighting, being like here in this room where I have some like quiet space and always having a topic to talk about and things like that. And then the next thing is that making these videos, of course, adds some workload. And I don't mind. I really like these videos. I also really love watching similar videos when other people create videos like this, where they just sit down, do like everyday tasks or do nothing at all and just talk to their audience. But it takes time. Like I need to record it. I need to come up with a topic, which has been more complicated than I thought. Like I really kind of run out of creativity sometimes, or I feel like I don't have that much creativity and time left for my other videos. I decided that I'm not gonna be able to sustain 3 videos a week for a longer amount of time. And now coming to the third and also really important point, which is that my analytics and my channel did not like these Knit With Me videos. I know some of you love them, and I totally understand, because as I said, I love them too, and I am sad to say that I'm like stopping them for now, but there were only like, these videos get not many views. I lost so many subscribers. Even though I made more videos than ever, I had less views, because I think it's like this. YouTube recommends a video that I make to a certain amount of people, and if people like the video, they maybe recommend the next video to more people, or the same video to more people, because they think, oh, like people enjoy this video, we want to show it to more people. And with the Knit With Me videos, because there is only a very limited amount of people that liked them, YouTube was trying to recommend it, but most people did not click on it or did not watch it for a long time. So YouTube thought like, oh no, not one of the good videos. So the next video we'll recommend to a smaller amount of people. And that's what happened actually. My videos got recommended to less and less people. The individual videos had less and less views. And I think it's both. It has to do with the algorithm, and that these Knit With Me videos were not received as well as other videos. And it has to do with me not having time for the other videos and not having the same amount of creativity for the other videos, maybe when doing 3 videos a week, because that's really like a lot more work, even though these are very laid back. And so I just realized that for the long time for my channel, it makes more sense for me to make less videos, because it absolutely does not make sense to make more videos, spend more time feeling like burnt out creatively and seeing the opposite of what you would think. Earning less money, seeing less views, people unsubscribing, and that is just that these are like all the wrong signals. This is like, it really signals me that this is not the right way to go. Now, since I do like making these videos, and since I know that some of you like watching these videos, I have thought about other possibilities on how to maybe, make videos like this. I don't think I'll like document the whole process, but I will film here and there to see the process. Maybe I will make 1 or 2 videos about it. Maybe I'll do another knit with me here and there, but I'm not like committing to filming the whole process while talking. I have also thought about like live streams on Patreon or on Twitch or wherever, where the people that are interested in things like that could watch the streams and we could talk to each other, we can hang out together and maybe go more in depth with like certain topics that you're interested in. So let me know if you have an idea for this. So the first thing I try to do is I'll try to make 2 videos a week like I have before, and put more energy and work into these 2 videos and see where that's leading me. For the faraway future, as I mentioned a few Knit With Me's ago, I can even see myself only publishing like 1 high quality YouTube video with like more work and effort than the videos I made in the past, and adding like a podcast or something like that to the content I create, to ensure that like each and every YouTube video is received well by you, which also helps with the algorithm and with people seeing it, so that it is just not a waste of energy and time, but to have to add this like more relaxed kind of content, because I love making it. I know a lot of you love watching it, for the people that want in a format that doesn't like hurt my channel. And now to talk about like failing. So I feel like I have kind of failed when it comes to this project of knitting a sweater, of doing these videos, showing you how I knit this complete sweater. And it feels bad for all of you who have been looking forward to seeing the whole process. And it also feels bad because of course I like committing to something and then actually doing it. I like succeeding in things that I wanted to do. But I am sure like I will kind of record the process and share it with you and share the final sweater with you if it turns out to be a sweater in the end. But on the other hand, I think it is very, very important, whether we are on a journey to live an intentional life, we try to be minimalists, we try to just learn more about ourselves. It is very important to realize when something isn't working. If I made this sweater the way I intended to, like if I just pushed through, then I would have ended up with a bad sweater that I do not want to wear, and with a bunch of work for this YouTube channel that just, went like blows up in my face kind of, because I really think that these videos and the lack of time for other videos is a huge part of why I've seen like the negative growth or the stop of positive growth in my YouTube channel. And things like that happen, like there are phases, there are different reasons. It's sometimes hard to like really see what's going on. But what I can clearly see in my analytics is that as soon as I started uploading these 3 videos, I had less and less and less views, less and less and less impressions, less and less and less new subscribers. So like, it just doesn't make sense for me to make that many videos if it doesn't help my channel in any way. So I think in a situation like that, it is important to realize that something is not turning out the way you imagine. Now I have like these 2 threads because I knit the whole thing with 2 threads, and now I have like a lot of wool here, so I'm trying to avoid them sticking together, and I'm dividing them now to then to then roll it up and make balls of it out again to knit it. So I think it's important in situations like this to realize that you are at a point, or that I am at a point where you need to change something. Because it's great if you are patient. It's great if you can trust the process. It's great if you can go through phases that are not easy and just like push through and work harder and work on it. But it's also very important, I think, to see if something is just not working. Because if we invest our energy in the wrong things over the long run, like if we put years and years of work towards something that actually just isn't working, when all the signs just tell you, I don't mean like spiritual signs, but I mean data, or you realize it and you see it, and when all the signs just tell you that it isn't working, that it is not going as you planned, then I think it's better. Then it's kind of not failing, then it's just pivoting. Then it's the necessary thing that you need to do in order to grow. One thread is already done, so we're gonna take that and roll it up. And so I think failing, or what that can be seen as failing, but it isn't necessarily failing. Maybe it's just the necessary thing to do to keep growing. Like I don't mean numbers, but I mean in life in general. Because I think change is something, like things always change. Change is inevitable, and there's nothing you can do to keep things from changing. Or at least in most of the time doesn't make sense. And while I think it makes sense to sometimes push through, it makes sense to endure like difficult phases, it also makes sense to adjust. It also makes sense to grow, to change things. And I think when we talk about minimalism, that is an important thing as well, because sometimes minimalism promotes a certain stagnant possessions, for example. So if you're a minimalist, you know what you need, so you have these things and you're kind of not allowed to change them, because that would mean that you kind of fail as a minimalist if you need to add something that you've decluttered, for example. And I think that's not true. I think we need to, like, life changes and we need to change with it. And so I think we should sometimes stop stigmatizing like failure. We should stop seeing failure or giving up in certain areas as a bad thing, because pivoting and giving up and failing and changing things is ultimately, I think, necessary for growing. So let me know where you'd like to see videos like this in the future, or how you maybe, if you have an idea on how to go forward, what you'd like to see, how you would act in my situation maybe as well, or just let me know something about things that did not work out for you in the past and what you did to grow, to pivot, to find a solution for things like this. I think ultimately it also just comes down to being very honest with ourselves. And if we feel like we're failing, that doesn't feel good, but it's better to be honest with ourselves than doing things where our heart is not in, where it's like, where you're just doing to avoid failure, where you just push through because you learned that you're not allowed to give up or to change your ideas once you've set like a goal. You need to achieve it before you can do something else. I really believe in being patient and working on things, but I also believe in being very honest. I think it never works if you're not completely honest and if you're not like seeing if you need to change something. So I think now I'm just gonna finish taking all of this thread apart, and then I might start knitting the new sweater today. And I'm really looking forward to just knitting whenever I want, and not feeling like pressured to record everything, and not feeling like I need to wait until I can record another video. And so maybe the sweater is gonna be finished in a lot shorter amount of time than it was looking like. Also, let me know which are the topics that you enjoy most on my channel, so that maybe this video and this series can be helpful to see where I'm going with my content in the future. Because of course, as I said in the past or in a recent like Knit With Me video, it's always a balance between what are the things that I really want to create and what are the things that also work with you as an audience, because of course I want to make content that you are interested in. And so it is always helpful to hearing your opinions and your preferences. And so if you have topics that you're especially interested in here on my channel, or that you haven't seen but you would like to see, let me know down below in the comments, and I can see if they align with the things that I want to create. And I hope we can find some good videos and series that you want to watch in the future, and that I want to create, and that a lot of people want to watch, so that it's a win-win situation and that it's not just a lot of work without any results. So I'm gonna finish opening this up, and I hope you like this video. Seems to be a weird thing to say, but let me know what you think. And if you want to see more videos, I'm gonna link you a video here and a playlist here that you can watch and check out if you're interested, if you have time now. And I also, of course, hope to see you next time. Bye!